Hey guys, so I just want to make a quick one today. I wanted to talk a little bit about humor for me and how my humor kind of works. And you've seen examples of it maybe in some of my videos or live streams or conversations. They tend to be very just absurd, and absurd things make me laugh. This picture, for example, made me laugh because one, it's relatable. The idea of being on a DS because it looks like he's on a 3DS, and I have a red 3DS, so it makes it even funnier. Um, and it's just smiling, like the biggest smile, while this image of people crossed out on the right is there, and it just made me laugh because I started thinking about like, oh, like what is he playing? Is he? And we don't see where the chord's going. So what is he listening to? Is it? Because I listen to my phone and podcast while I play my DS. Is he listening to the actual DS? I don't see a cord connected. Where's the aux cable going? Why are those specific people being crossed out? Um, and then I start thinking about some of the the dissection people can make out of just the image like this. Like, are the choices under the you know the no people sign somehow racially motivated? Or you know is he aware, like, or is maybe this image disassociated from the no people sign? Or what if like it doesn't actually represent that he doesn't not like socializing, and so on and so forth? Because this was from a wiki on schizoid behavior or something like that, and it just made me laugh because again it was absurd. Because why is he smiling so much? Like, well, I've never smiled like that while playing a DS game. But so it makes me think, oh, I must be listening to a funny podcast, because then maybe I might smile like that. And just all those thoughts and the absurdity of the image, it makes me laugh. I think it's fucking funny. And breaking it down makes me laugh, makes me smile, because of how ridiculous it is. The WikiHow itself being absurd, the image being absurd, the inferences people could make from such an image in this climate, absurd and very funny to me. And so, my humor just generally stems from it. I don't know how many schizoids out there does humor stem, or do you gravitate toward the completely absurd. And the more ridiculous a claim or more absurd a statement is, especially if said or done in an ironic fashion, the funnier it becomes to me. And so oftentimes I will see like jokes or memes or, you know, based, as they like to say, based humor. And even the term based is funny to me because I don't know how people like to, like, there's people that use it like to signify a specific, like, sort of thinking or predilection. I don't think it matters. Like, I think it's funny just to call anything uh, especially absurd or ridiculous, or statements that are especially absolute and nonsense based. That shit makes me laugh. Um, and So I'll see jokes that are like maybe created by people that are intending to send a specific message, like about a group of people or a sex or a political view or whatever. Like, or maybe they're trying to offend in some way or another. Um, get a good one on the opposition or whatever. And I laugh at them. I laugh at them when they're just funny. Um, when I can't tell, especially if the whoever made this is being serious or being absolutely ridiculous and absurd. And when they hit that spike, that little spot, the sweet spot, just right, I I can't help but laugh. I cannot help it. It's very funny to me. Like, I'll look at news articles and things that are just like, wow, this is a world we live in. This is funny. What the fuck? Like, when I see things that I would just have assumed ridiculous years ago occur IRL, I feel like I'm in a meme, like I'm living a meme, right? It's getting too funny. It's getting too what, like too clown world, you know. And I think that's all my humor is a way of just trying to cope, maybe, or um, not lose my mind in what seems to be quite an insane world. Um, so yeah, even people getting offended by, say, a meme that is absurd is funny, even if its original intention wasn't to be absurd, because its very existence to me becomes absurd, ridiculous. And then the statements being made by people opposing it are furthering the absurdity of it all. Um, and the lack of self-awareness makes it even more so poignant. And all that's so very funny to me. And some part of me maybe thinks it's very sad, or maybe pathetic, or maybe there's some kind of judgment there that I'm not quite grasping, that I'm making. But it's still funny, and I don't care. I don't care when people tell me that I can't laugh at something, or I can't find the humor in something in my own specific special way. Fuck you. Fuck you. I will laugh at what I laugh at. I don't care whose feelings it's hurting. Especially if it's not like, well, I mean, obviously I'm not into like open mockery of a individual to their face or something, like in a way that's like cruel. But mockery can be funny. I like it when people make fun of me if it's done well, if it's done like, if it's funny. If you can talk shit about me and it's fire, then fucking good. That's funny as hell. It'll make me laugh just as much as if I make fun of you, you know? And generally when I do make fun of people, it's like in this kind of somewhat cruel but playful fashion. Or I like to make statements that are obviously absurd, or exaggerations of that person's personality or aspects of themselves. That's the kind of stuff that makes me laugh, especially when people do it to me. They make fun of me and my habits and traits, and then just exaggerate them in some ridiculous fashion. I like that. I don't know. How many of you like that? I wonder. I'm just wondering if it's just a me thing or a schizoid thing. This kind of indifference I have to the intentions of the joke. Because all I care about is how I interpret the joke. And how I guess I internalize it. And then perceive it and how it makes me laugh. Sometimes I think it's just because I'm bored. I don't know. Well, today, for example, I'll tell you something I found funny. I was at the bank, and I had to wait in line. And it's the usual situation where you're standing around quietly wearing your, face diapers and just 6 feet away and all that. And the line was taking quite a bit of time, so I was obviously bored, and so I kind of just was zoning out. Started thinking about all kinds of weird, stupid stuff just to pass the time. Started doing my usual, thinking about scenarios that could happen inside the bank, or completely absurd situations that I would find funny occurring. Like, I don't know, like trans-dimensional creature invasions or something, or like which people around me look like they could be like the hero character, and which ones would be like the cowards. Just making up just on the spot kind of scenarios. It's usually how I pass the time. Or I start thinking about something completely unrelated to the location I'm at, and just kind of drift into space there. But sometimes some things will catch my attention, and a lot of those things that would make some like me laugh might annoy someone else, because how it's ridiculous I find it. There was a guy there, and I guess he was pretty tired of waiting in line. I'm not sure. Well, he's kind of like a shorter guy, kind of stout. And he looked just annoyed. And every time people walked into the bank, He like looked kind of confused and paranoid, as if like he was waiting for this assassin to come for him, and he really needed to get this money out before the cops showed up or something. Like he just seemed paranoid, like and uncomfortable, right? With like anybody that walked in, like he was kind of like stare at them. It was pretty funny, as if like they were about to step in front of him and make the line longer somehow. And then he kept making like gestures, like he was annoyed by the length of time he had to spend in that line. Right? So that was making me. I was entertaining myself looking at him, and it was funny. But then he did something that would annoy people, but made me smile under my mask, which was he got his phone out and he started playing like top volume because it was dead quiet, like what sounded like the equivalent of Middle Eastern like ambient music or something. I don't know, like something maybe you would hear like waiting on the phone, like on hold in some Middle Eastern country or something, like maybe like it's called maybe uh yeah, I would say it was closer to Arabic, from what I could tell. And he was just blasting it, and he set it down on the counter near that little counter thing that they have in between bank lines where you can like fill out your deposit slips and all that kind of shit. Yeah, he just started blasting this shit, and it's like doing all this weird crazy music and strings and stuff. And people started looking at him like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck are you doing, right? They were getting annoyed. And I was just looking at him like, this is funny. Like, why is he doing this? This is hilarious. Like, it's so loud and obnoxious. Um, he looks so paranoid and confused, and yet he's blasting this music. So then I was confused because I was like, well, if he's paranoid, people like interacting with people, why would he put this music on that would like kind of put the attention on him? And is he trying to is he trying to like get the attention of the tellers to like tell them to hurry up? Like, what is the intention here? And he would occasionally turn it off and then turn it back on. And then I started thinking, well, maybe maybe this is the music he likes and he just wants to hear it, and he's just completely oblivious to anybody else around him. And then I started thinking, well, why are these people getting mad at him? They were kind of scowling at him, like making faces like, this person, blah, 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 whispering to each other. I don't know. The usual normie shit. And I'm like, well, this is funnier than what we were doing. This is more entertaining than what was just occurring, which was, me just standing here, doing nothing, I guess. But, I mean, I liked it. It made me laugh. So, I don't know. Am I crazy? Am I crazy for thinking that was funny? Or if somebody, walked in and started running around the bank screaming, going bananas or something, that would have entertained me. That would have made me laugh significantly. I would probably have been like, "Go, dude, do it. Go bananas." As long as he's not hurting nobody. I don't know. I don't understand a lot of offense when it comes to situations or annoyance with humor. It's about all we have, right? It's about all we can do to alleviate suffering, the emptiness. So why not? What do we have to lose? Well, that's how I see it. And I'm curious, if you guys want to share the type of humor that you guys have, like if you're schizoid and you want to kind of tell me what I'm not saying what makes you happy, because it's a fucking joke, right? But what makes you laugh, even if it's like a temporary alleviation, um what's the word, a transient visitor. What makes you laugh? What's funny to you? And why is it funny, you think? And does it have to do with absurdity? Or does it have to do with something entirely different? What is it tied to, do you think? What aspect of your psyche is your humor tied to? Is it Schadenfreude based? Is it, do you like more wholesome jokes? Or do you like just intellectualized humor? Dry wit and such? I don't know. I think one of the worst parts is when people try to apply a projection of themselves onto your taste and humor, or your humor. Or they try to imply that your humor is actually stemming from something that they've decided to mind read you for. That pisses me off greatly. When somebody tries to tell me that because I find I am laughing at this, that they identify, like they know why I'm laughing, and assume that it's something malicious or cruel. To those people I say, fuck you. Fuck you. Anyway, thanks for listening. And it was just, like I said, a really quick one I just wanted to throw out there, just get some thoughts from you guys. Sub, like, blah blah blah, all that kind of shit. And honestly, if you don't have a YouTube account, just fucking make one. If you're schizoid and you don't have one, just make some fucking bullshit account, just so I can get the sub and the like, so you can get the notifications and stuff. Join the server if you want to talk to more people, like myself, maybe, I don't know, or not like myself, but to have the same issue. I don't know how to describe it, but it seems to be working, and there seems to be almost 200 people there already. So if you want to join in on the fun, even if you're just gonna creep, Zoid creep through the channels, that's fine. Nobody cares. You want to listen to other people's VCs? That's cool. Nobody cares. Everyone's cool with that. Come join. It's in the About Me. If you want to check it out. Also, if you already know about the project and whatever, make a Patreon account if you don't have one. Just, help out. If you don't want to fucking do it, I get it. But if the only thing stopping you is that you don't feel like making an account, I implore you to try. It'll be helpful. And if you don't like that kind of shit, I got a PayPal too. I don't know, man. Like, I think about how I spend my money, or how I used to. I don't spend it like that anymore. When I was younger, how I used to spend my money on. God, like a bunch of shit that ended up going in the trash because I didn't really care about it. Or ended up selling it to fuel the next hobby or thing. It happened a lot. And so you just it ends up in this weird cycle of emptiness and waste. So if you're gonna do that anyway, you might as well waste it on me. Just waste it on me. Just do it. Give me your fucking money. But in all seriousness, though, to those that are already doing it, I appreciate it. And I'll see you later. Probably do a live stream at some point soon and a bigger video. I got some ideas for some like bigger stuff, like hour-long kind of shit, rambles, and I'm trying to get a few interesting conversations set up as well. Thank you.